Hey, this is Samantha from Mindful Reviews, where we talk about all things health and wellness. Hello, all. So today I'm going to be talking about chiropractic care. And chiropractic care is the care and manipulation of the spine. And chiropractic care is something that I actually started when I was about 5. My mom, when we lived in Northern California, she would take me to the chiropractor. And it was really nice because when your baby is born, your baby will come out. And sometimes when the doctor is pulling it out of the birth canal of the mother, there can be what are called supplications that happen. And they're just little misalignments in the spine just from that initial pulling. It's needed a lot of times, but that happens. So my birth particularly was very, not traumatic, but it was long. It was like 36 hours. I had a really big head. I wasn't coming out. And it was, I believe, a little bit traumatic and stressful for my mom and I. So I think she kind of knew that. And so when I was younger, it might have been before the age of 5, but around 4 or 5, she started taking me to chiropractor. And I remember eating really healthy, whole foods and those types of things. And then when we moved to Oregon, and I didn't go to the chiropractor anymore. And I actually didn't go back to the chiropractor until I was 26, I would say. And that was actually back in Oregon. But that was the beginning of my chiropractic journey. And in Oregon, I started going to the chiropractor because I was going to a lot of yoga classes, and the yoga classes were helping me become more present in my body. And as I was becoming more present in my body, I was realizing that there were places in my body that didn't feel right, and especially in my spine that just felt off. And because we were doing bilateral movements, meaning we were doing movements with one side of the body and then movements on the other side mirroring each other, I was noticing just these little uncomfortable places in my body, and I just knew there was something I needed to do. So I started going to a chiropractic clinic in Oregon, in Portland, and I had them start doing some spinal manipulation. The problem is I didn't know enough about chiropractic care to know what the right chiropractor would do. So basically I went to a place that was very unethical. They didn't take my x-rays, and if you don't take x-rays, you don't know really what you're working with, is what I've learned from my current chiropractor, who's amazing. And I'm going to talk more about him in a little bit. But what ended up happening was, because I had had so much stress for so many years, that my cervical spine and so the cervical spine is the upper part of your spine from here up, and my mid-back spine between my shoulder blades was very tight just from stress for so many years and anxiety. And so the chiropractor, I needed to have more physical therapy done partnered with the chiropractic care, but I don't think this just wasn't a good chiropractor. And what ended up happening was, there was a woman who worked for the chiropractor that I normally saw, and she one afternoon, she was adjusting me, and she ended up jumping on my back because it was so tight, and I don't know if she was impatient or what, but it really hurt. And I believe it might have caused an injury. I should have gone to the doctor after that and told them about my pain, but I had 3 young children, and that was the last of my concerns at that point. So the pain kind of got worse. And then what ended up happening was, in yoga, I was learning how to do shoulder stands. And people who do yoga know that shoulder stands, you have to have a lot of strength in not just your shoulders and your neck and your back, but you also have to have strength in your neck and your back. And so the fact that I didn't have enough muscle tone in those places, and that they were misaligned and also injured, I ended up doing a shoulder stand at my house one day in my room, and it was helping me because I talked about in a previous video, I've had adrenal fatigue in the past. And I was having so much brain fog that I wondered, maybe this will help because the blood flow will go to my brain and it will stay, because that's part of the reason why we do shoulder stands a lot of the time is to get the blood flowing the opposite way. But I wasn't aware that I had these, this middle back injury, and that my neck was so vulnerable because of that middle back injury. So I ended up doing the shoulder stand, and I ended up being in it a long time. And then I think I forgot, because when you're up in a shoulder stand, your legs become really, really limp. Not limp, but because the blood flow is all to the bottom part of your body, it starts to become kind of weightless, your legs. And so my legs became kind of weightless, and I forgot that I didn't forget I was in a shoulder stand, but I forgot that I needed to be balancing, and I tipped over, and my neck, I have never felt that kind of pain. It was like crack, and I heard it and I felt it, and I just was like, oh my gosh. And I just laid down, and I just knew something was really wrong. And after that, I had some pretty scary health concerns as well, and I'm not going to get into those. But then I ended up moving to Tennessee, where I live now. And when I moved to Tennessee, it was last April, and around the same time. And I was having adrenal fatigue problems. I was having gastrointestinal issues, and my spine was hurting, and I had not a lot of energy. And so I started calling around to different chiropractic care centers or offices and saying, hey, this is my situation. I haven't gotten in a car accident or anything, but I've had these injuries, and I really need somebody to look at my spine. So I was having no luck, and I didn't find a chiropractor that I felt really cared about me as a person, as opposed to just, ooh, let's crack your spine, So I ended up getting a phone call after I had actually prayed about it for a long time, and just, put it out there to the universe saying, hey, I really need this care. I really need this help. And I got a phone call when I was finally kind of like done trying. I was just like, oh, I can't even find one. And I got a phone call from this place here in Tennessee and called Homberg Chiropractic and Wellness Center. And it was from the office manager, and she, bless her, seriously, her name's Rachel. She helped me so much. She said, come on in. I got your voicemail. We can see you and we can help you. So I went in, and this place is unlike any place I've ever been. They're professional, they're warm, they're engaging, they're kind, they know so much about health and wellness, not just chiropractic care. They also do physical therapy. And that's the piece that I realized that I was missing. I was missing the physical therapy aspect of the chiropractic care, which I feel like a lot of chiropractic offices don't do. They don't partner with physical therapy along with your chiropractic care to really benefit the individual. So they ended up doing some x-rays of my spine, and my spine was so crooked from my injury. My spine was going like this into my cervical spine up here, was going into this side of my brain, the right side, and this side wasn't aligned. Like it wasn't, so a little bit scary. So basically they did that, took x-rays, and they started, the chiropractor that I see, his name is Dr. Hennie, and he is the most amazing person. I mean, there are not many people that I respect and would trust with my life, and he is one of them. He is so super talented at what he does. He has put his heart and soul into learning how to better serve others and help them heal their spine and heal their health. And just the kindness that they showed. And I've gotten in car accidents this last year, 2 of them, and both not my fault. And they just were so caring. I came in and I just like cried, and I just was like, I need some care right now. And they use a lot of different things. They use so the chiropractic clinic that I go to see, they use many different things to help heal your spine. The one obviously that people are most familiar with is spinal manipulation, where they crack your spine back into alignment where it's supposed to be, or how we as humans are supposed to have our spine aligned. Another thing that they do is they do physical therapy. And the physical therapy is pretty much just physical therapy, as you can imagine. Different exercises to help strengthen the pieces of your body that have the misalignments so that your body can learn how to readjust to the new way in which your spine is supposed to be. Because for people who have scoliosis like I do, or other spinal injuries that have been there for a prolonged period of time, your body gets used to the muscles being a certain way around your spine, and you have to train the muscles back to remembering that this is the correct way to be. And so it just takes time, but just like anything, good things take time. So I've learned a lot of patience with myself and with my body and in my healing, how to really rest when I need to, when to not push myself so that I don't feel more stress and fatigue. Another thing they do is they use electrical stimulation on places in your back that need healing, and it helps with muscle tightness. So they put these little electrical nodes on my back or others who are there, and it just sends pulses into your muscles to help. It tenses the muscle up so that the body knows, okay, now it's time to heal this spot. So that's been really helpful too when I've had extreme stress and pain, specifically when I first started going and also when I got into my car accidents. Another thing that they do is they have it's called a dental roll. And I'm going to show you guys in a second what I'm talking about. But basically they have these tables in another room that they prop up with different foam blocks so that it's straight, like if imagining like just a straight table so that your spine is completely straight, like you're laying straight, but it's not hard. It's foam. So it's not like laying on a table. And they use different they're not props, but it's called a dental roll. And I'll show you. I have it over here. So this is what they use, and it's called a dental roll, and it's made by Chiropractic Biophysics. And dental roll I'm not sure where this is exactly originated from, but it said if you go to www.idealspine.com, you can order them. And I will put a link below to where you can order one. My preface on ordering one of these is I would definitely go into a chiropractor first, get yourself looked at and see if this is the right thing for you. There are different sizes and different dental rolls for different areas of your body. Mine is for my cervical spine. Some people use it on their thoracic as well, but this one's for my cervical. So basically what they do at the chiropractor is they have you lay down on this table that I was explaining, and you put this behind your neck. Like if you can imagine, if you're laying down, you lay on it like this. And what this is doing is this is reminding your spine, your body, that this is the correct way that your spine should be, the curvature, mine specifically for the cervical spine. So you lay on this, they would have me lay on it basically starting at about 3 minutes, and they go up from there up to 20 minutes. And it's actually really relaxing. It helps with the blood flow too, going to your brain, which I was trying to do, like I said earlier, with my shoulder stand. But this is a safer way to do it for people who have spinal injuries or a spine that's maybe a little bit injured or just not strong enough. So this has been really helpful for me. I use it at home as well, and it's just relaxing, and it just helps remind. It's really helpful too for people who sit at a desk all day and who have their neck like this, or for people who text and their neck's like this, because when our neck's like that, it's not how our neck is supposed to be. Our neck is supposed to be, curved more like this, so that our brain and our spine can send signals all over our body. And as we know, our brain is super important. And if our spine is aligned, our body is aligned. So this is what I use. And like I said, I'm going to link this in the description. And I just want, so all this to say, I just really would encourage you all, if you feel that you need to see a chiropractor, call around and get different opinions. Really go with your intuition when you're finding one. Really listen to that, because when I didn't listen to mine, I got injured. So again, thank you for watching, and I will link the general in the description. And I'm also going to link my chiropractor that I go see here in Tennessee. Check them out. They're awesome. If you live in Middle Tennessee and you need a good one, they're awesome. So thank you so much for watching today, and I hope that you enjoy this Saturday. Bye.